Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale today. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing great because we're going to talk about this Hog deck that has absolutely been dominating ladder. We are here joined by Hisham, aka Surgical TS. He's a Brazilian pro. A lot of you guys have known him. He's old school, been around the scene, since beta, basically. And he's been playing this deck. I absolutely love this deck. You can see it right now on the screen. It has Princess Lumberjack added to what was kind of the old ladder meta deck before the previous balance update, so it's kind of like a more refined version of this Hog pseudo cycle deck, and it's a great deck defensively with the guards and the Lumberjack as well as the Princess. Obviously you have the Ice Golem to really stop or kite any troops coming your way, and it just puts out enough damage with that Inferno Dragon as well that you can pretty much stop everything in the meta. There's no deck in the meta that's going to give you a really difficult time. Now I have some great replays at the very tippity top of ladder right now for you guys. We'll share this one by Alu. We'll share another one. Surgical Goblin, also a replay against him playing Three Musketeers. And I'll hop into a match all in this video, so stay tuned, guys. It should be a good one. So here we go. One thing that you're going to notice about Surgical TS is that he always defends as efficiently as possible, using as little elixir as possible. And I think that's an area where I could improve in my game. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to be overly aggressive both on defense and on offense. But if you really pay attention to the moves that you're going to see Surgical TS make throughout these replays, you'll know that he always, he errs on the side of caution in whatever he does, but he knows when to attack at the same time. Just a really good player. We can learn a lot from watching these replays here. So Inferno Dragon's going to answer this P.E.K.K.A. The opponent, excuse me, is going to opt to poison there. We're going to hit both lanes here. So we have the Inferno Dragon in the left, just barely targeting onto that Spirit Goblin instead of the tower. That could have been towered down on the left side there. Well, Alu did have the zap in hand, so I guess it wouldn't have been that bad. Speaking of zap, we got a really nice one off, killing the rest of those goblins, taking that right tower down to 695. Split lane pushing is something that I see Surgical TS doing quite often in these replays. So I think that whenever he knows the opponent has a hard counter in hand, or he knows that he's basically trying to put a lot of pressure on the opponent to think on their feet and have to defend both lanes in some situations. So how are we using the Lumberjack? Let's get back to that. So Lumberjack in this deck is going to be used mainly defensively with some exceptions. By the way, speaking of exceptions, we're going to watch a really good Lava Loon replay, because whenever I share a Hog deck, a faster Hog deck especially, people always ask me, how do you handle Lava Loon with this deck? Obviously, we do have the Inferno Dragon and the Princess in this deck, but I'm going to show you a great replay against Lava Loon to end this off. So here we go. We get to the tower, that Hog. You can see we've kind of split damage here, and we only have Fireball and Zap, so we do have to kind of remain aware with 30 seconds left in this match that we have to finish off these towers and protect our left tower here. So here comes the Inferno Dragon. We're not going to use any other troops there. Inferno Dragon's going to finish off those minions, and then we're going to do a good job anticipating that Goblin Barrel, pre-placing those guards and the Lumberjack. Remember, guys, if you pre-place your troops before the Goblin Barrel lands and they have time to, the loading time of the troop, you'll be able to defend those goblins without them taking any hits. That especially applies with like goblins and goblin gang and guards, if you can of course catch it at the right moment and beat your opponent. Speaking of beating your opponents, you can see Fireball finishing off the deal there in that right lane. Something tells me, I just get the impression watching his matches, Surges, that he just has this, I don't know, he just has this thing about him where he's always thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead of the opponent, and I really like that, and I try to pick up those tips in my own gameplay. For those of you who don't watch my Facebook live streams, I stream Monday through Friday on Facebook, and I gotta say, I'm really enjoying it, and I think that, I give myself a lot of grief about not being a great player, but I think finally, after like 2+ years, right, finally I'm starting to really improve. You guys who see the stream know that, I can definitely do pretty well in tournaments. In 10Ks, I'm finishing, anywhere between 10 and 50, which isn't too bad from where I was. I was like 200th like a year ago, okay? So anyway, why am I telling you that? I'm telling you that because just watching these tips and really making a point to watch my replays, guys. Watch my replays, find out where I'm going wrong, and then watch these replays that I'm sharing with you guys myself. Go back and watch my own videos, which I hate doing, because I hate listening to my own voice. But I do that, and I try to, you know, watch what the pros do, watch what decisions they make. Here we're going against Surgical Goblin, and even when watching this match, I'm a big Three Musketeer player. It's my favorite deck. It's my most confident deck. So I'm even watching Surgical's gameplay here. You know, I'm watching this matchup twice. I'm watching from Surgical Goblin's point of view and then from Surgical TS's point of view, and trying to just kind of glean a little tips on the decisions that Surgical Goblin makes. For example, Surgical Goblin's always going to be saving his goblins for the Hog. So even if he needs his goblins in a different scenario, he usually does not use them. So he'd rather take some damage and always save the goblins for the Hog. Me, I would probably just use the best defensive card in hand, not thinking so much about later on when he plays Hog. Just little things like that. Anyway, let's get into this match here. We already are approaching double elixir time, and you can see things are pretty even right now. A little bit more damage off that left tower for us, but, you know, Surgical TS so far is playing pretty well. He's using his fireball against the pumps, and then he's cycling back to the fireball. The thing about this deck is it's not the cheapest Hog deck at 3.3. But it still can cycle fast if you play your hand correctly, and a good job still splitting the damage by Surgical TS. Now he's going to go in the left lane. He has a solo Lumberjack. He's waiting for the Lumberjack to die, and here it goes, guys. Lumberjack dies. Hog on Rage is insane. He's going to easily take down that tower despite that Dark Prince's best efforts. But that is the Lumberjack in a nutshell. You're going to be defending with the Lumberjack. Did I try to say this point like 5 minutes ago? I think I did. Ash fail. So you're going to be defending with the Lumberjack in this deck, and then you're going to be counter pushing with the Lumberjack. As the Lumberjack is dying, not like you would play an Ice Golem into the Hog. That's when the Lumberjack dies, that's when you can send in your Hog. That Rage lasts for a few seconds, and you can see here, just barely holding on to that right tower. However, we get a lot of damage done to the King Tower as well. Comes away with the victory, just doing a good job of playing defense there, and then pressuring both lanes with the Hog, Lumberjack, etc. So again, with the Lumberjack, you want to defend, and then you want to go ahead, wait till he dies. If you think your opponent doesn't have a great counter in hand, or they're low on elixir, you send in the Hog. Now, when we get to my live match at the end of this video, after this replay, I'll show you how not to play the Lumberjack. You know, just trying to help you guys out. I didn't mean to make any mistakes. It just kind of, you know, just showing you what not to do. Anyway, here we go. It's going to be a Lumberjack entering that Goblin Gang in the left. This might be one of those scenarios where he sends in the Hog after the Lumberjack dies. We'll see. And of course, it's going to be. So the Lumberjack dies. We're immediately going to send in Hog, same lane. He's going to eat up some of that rage, get like, what, maybe 3 or 4 rage hits on that tower. And you can see how long the rage is lasting, guys. I mean, that Lumberjack rage lasts a decent amount of time. I'm not sure exactly offhand what it is, but it seems like around 3 seconds. So you have plenty of time, maybe even longer. You have plenty of time to get the Hog in, even after the Lumberjack dies, and get some damage. Here again, I would have used the Ice Golem here to help out that Inferno Dragon. No. We don't need the Ice Golem. Look at how little damage the Inferno Dragon was able to handle those pups just fine. Again, here comes the balloon in the right lane. He waits on the fireball, waits to see if Ryan is going to support the push anymore. He doesn't. He waits till the balloon gets one shot off, then he uses the fireball. Again, just little decisions like that are things that I try to pick up and emulate in my gameplay. So just doing a good job there. So the left tower's down to 756. Our tower did take 1 hit on that balloon, but not a big deal, right? We still have the advantage here. So we're going to send in a Hog pretty aggressively in the right lane. Going to start working on that right tower as well here. Minions are the answer to the Hog, but we get about half the damage off that right tower. Now, going into double elixir time, obviously in this matchup, guys, we're at a big disadvantage. So Ryan's about to make a comeback here, so stay tuned. So here it comes. It's going to get pretty crazy, this match. So we're going to drop a Lumberjack in the right lane. He's going to answer with a minion horde. So obviously we can't cycle to a Hog. Not even going to think about it. We didn't even have Hog in cycle. I guess we would have had to cycle 2 cards there. But obviously not a situation where we're going to send in our Hog. We send in guards in the left lane, Hog in the right lane. Hog's going to get another few swings on that right tower, but with 45 seconds left, we have to start thinking about getting one of these towers down. But I tell you guys, I told you in the first replay, split pushing is something that he does a lot, and it doesn't seem to bother him at all. He likes to apply both lane pressure, and here you go, Lumberjack's going to take down that left tower. Unfortunately, we're also going to lose our right tower, that balloon and the minions finishing the job with the pups. So here comes the Lava Hound, here comes the Goblin Gang in the pocket. We play guards in the pocket, meanwhile, our Hog's going to take down that right tower. So he's coming at us with everything. Notice, guys, guys, that we actually held back on our fireball quite a long time. Now, again, we're going to lose our left tower. Meanwhile, Hog does get a lot of damage onto the king tower, taking it down to 1,300 HP or so. But check out our king tower. It's down to 1,000 HP. How are we going to respond to this? Well, we'll see. Princess behind our king tower, just inner perch there. The opponent could use arrows at this point, but he opts. I think he does, right? Does he? He does. He arrows the princess. Now we know he doesn't have much in hand. He has nothing that can stop ground in hand. We get that final hit thanks to the Lumberjack's rage. We get that final hit on that king tower, taking it down, pulling off the 3-2 crown victory. That was intense, but you saw how much pressure throughout this match that Surgical TS was able to keep on his opponent. Now let's go into a live match here, pre-recorded like 10 minutes ago, right before I started the video. So here we go. I was going against Jeppe Lebrun, or Lebrun. So I start out with, to see what, I didn't want to play a Hog as my first play here, even though I have a really good defensive hand. But with this deck, I'd rather not just throw out the Hog as the first play. I kind of want to see if they drop something first that might be a counter to the Hog. So if they drop, like, I don't know, whatever, E-Wiz or something in the back, something kind of silly like that, then I'm totally cool. Or if we split Barbarians in the back in this case, I would have definitely went with the Hog, and it would have not given him the counter. However, I do eventually play the Hog because obviously I do want to get as much damage done as possible in the first 2 minutes. That's where this deck really shines, and then you can kind of lean on the strong defenses later on. So I play the Princess there, take care of the Barbarians. I didn't fireball here. Instead, I pushed with the Lumberjack. I had already kind of placed the guards there, but it's okay because guards will actually take down that, well, I thought they would take down the Valkyrie, excuse me, but he freezes. So I'm still, the rage is still there. I get one rage swing. Could have been way more. That could have been, you know, close to tower down there, guys, instead of 1748 damage. But now I know he has the elixir advantage. Now, I haven't made any, in my mind, I haven't made any big mistakes here yet. I didn't even know what he had in his deck. This is a really funky deck. He has Hog. I'm not sure if I've seen it yet, but he has Hog. He has Valkyrie. It's like a trifecta with Freeze. Really interesting deck, and I opt to fireball here. And then I opt to send in the Hog. I think I should have just sent in the Hog. But okay, I couldn't send in the Hog because I knew he had Barbarians in hand. No, I did send in the Hog. What the heck, Ash, dude? You're crazy. So luckily, he actually went on offense the same time that I did. So I get one more Hog swing. I'm going to use the Lumberjack on defense. Man, I forgot what I was doing. Oh my god, that was so unfortunate. He gets the freeze down at the exact perfect time there. I'm still able to mitigate any serious huge damage, but look at that, man. That freeze came at the exact perfect second for him. Gets one Valkyrie swing, and I tell you what, that one Valkyrie swing and that 2 Hog swings on that freeze with a sliver of HP left came back to haunt me. I have the prediction fireball ready to go here for those Barbarians. Pretty proud of myself there. I don't get the second hit off with that Hog though, because you drop those goblins. I'm able to defend the counterattack here with the Princess in the Ice Golem with no worries. I do know that at this point he has the pump down. I decide this is my big mistake, I think. But you guys can tell me what you think in the comments. I go in knowing he has freeze. I get some good fireball value there, but now he comes at me super aggressively. And I do a little kiting here. I don't think he does a ton of damage in this push. Maybe he does, yeah. So here comes the Hog. I play the Lumberjack. He's just putting so much pressure on me right here, though, guys. And I know he has freeze, so I hold the guards. I do the right thing there, but I couldn't stop it. Couldn't stop it, unfortunately. So what could I have done differently? What should I have done differently? I think that all in all, you guys can see what I'm talking about when I'm talking about my aggressive play style. I play a little bit too aggressive. Sometimes I don't think I necessarily needed to send in the Lumberjack every time like I did. If you watch my gameplay after Surgical TS's gameplay, I think we can learn a lot of lessons and what not to do. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Really enjoyed bringing this one to you guys. Huge shout out to Surgical TS for coming on. You can check out his information in the description below. Guys, check out my YouTube sponsor, Bren Chong. His information will also be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.